So now what I can do is go to geometry here. I'm going to delete lower, because what I'm going to do is hit delete lower, and then geometry, modify topology, delete hidden. And if I have anything in modify topology that I use a lot, it goes right in my custom menu. So here's delete hidden, but we'll go ahead and do it right here. So delete hidden, and now we have our gun projected to a polyplane. Totally cool, but we're going to do one more thing to make this a little bit more usable. So say you wanted to put this into Game Engine really quickly, just to evaluate your concept in Engine, and you could even, do a really quick group node with the pivot and the handle and throw it in. You can go and pick it up in Unreal or whatever and just go walk around with your concept weapon really quickly. But we're going to need thickness, because if I take this into Engine right now, it's going to be, number one, 250,000 polygons, and number two, it's going to be just kind of a mess of just a single plane. So what we're going to do is we can go over here to our subtool menu, and you're going to see we have extract. So we're going to do an extract. I'm going to turn smoothness down to like 1 or 2, because I want to, it gets smooth. It's not a big deal. And then the thickness, we can hit extract here. So I'm going to go to the side here, hit extract, and you're going to see it's going to go ahead and give us thickness. If that's not enough, this is just a preview, so if I just move, you're going to see it's going to get rid of that. So we'll just dial this up a little bit. And this isn't really that important. I can always change the thickness on the fly. So if this is the thickness I want, I can hit accept. And now I've got my original polyplane here and my extraction. The original polyplane I don't need, so go ahead and delete that. And now I've got my extraction here. If I turn on my floor plane here, you're going to see it's right down the middle here. So I can do a quick mirror and weld, geometry, modify topology, mirror and weld, and that'll go ahead and give me my gun. And then if I want to make this wider, I can just go through here and just widen this up. So right now, if I turn off my poly paint here, you're going to see this is the geometry I have. And then with my poly paint on, you can just go through here. And like I said, you could use this as your high res, decimate it down, use that as your low res, bake this to a texture, drop it in the game, and then you can run around with your concept. You could also use this as just a starting point if you wanted to kind of evaluate, like, okay, I want these pieces here, so I can replace this with a cube and bevel the edges, or I can turn this into a zero mesh. If I duplicate this here and I go into solo mode here, you could go through here and just start, Control Shift, go in here and trim this thing up, and you could trim out the pieces that you don't want and start just using Dynamesh and all your clipping brushes to make these shapes if you want to. So again, not necessarily something I did in this case, but something that might be useful for us later. So this down a little bit. Okay, so and then Shift Z to get rid of that. And then we've got our gun sitting here, which again is useful, but probably not something I'm going to use particularly. Maybe we'll hop back to it.